So, earlier classes we cover different classification technique, mostly two categories. One is decision tree based classifier, another is the distance based classifier. In today's class we will see a different classification problem is something called the Bayesian classifier. This Bayesian classifier is actually directly taken from the statistics, and the statistician he developed this theory that long before in the mid of 70s. So, here today we will discuss the Bayesian classifier. So, many times what we have seen in earlier example of the classification data set, we have the very definite relationship between the class level and the features of an object, but sometime what happen, it may not have this definite relationship. Sometimes the relationship is non-deterministic. So, to explore this non-deterministic relationship, we will learn a classifier is something called the Bayes classifier. So, this is we are saying. So, one example can clarify more for you. Let us say we have some information. What is this information? That a doctor knows that meningitis causes stiff neck 50% of the time. That means, what we know it, if there is a meningitis, the chance of having stiff neck is 50%, provided there is meningitis. And then if without having meningitis, without any prior conditions, this is 50% key. If the person is having meningitis, so he can reach that stiff neck to 50%. But without having this information, so what is in general? So, probability is like having meningitis is very less, that is 1 by 50,000, and having stiff neck is 1 by 20. This is the probability. So, from here can you figure out what is the probability of having stiff neck if the patient is having meningitis? It is in the other way around. So, here what we say is, doctor says that meningitis causes the stiff neck 50% time. That means, probability of having meningitis, that is probability of occurring meningitis if the person is having the stiff necks, that is 50%. So, this is half. Now, the prior probability for without any information, that is whether he has meningitis or so on. So, it is like 1 by 50,000, and then stiff neck probability 1 by 20. So, in this scenario the Bayes classifier work very good. Okay. So, to find this probabilistic relationship. So, before starting this one, we will just have a slide to know what is conditional probability and so. So, let A and C be the two random variable, and then conditional probability is the probability that a random variable will take a particular value given that the variable of another random variable is known. That means, if the two things are happening, then what is the probability that one thing will happen when you know that other thing has happened. So, this is something called the conditional probability. Let us say you have the two events A and C. We can compute the probability of A when you know C has already been occurred, or in other round, if you know there are two events, what is the probability of C when A has already been occurred. So, this is something called conditional probability. When you know one thing and having occurred this one thing, you are finding the what is the probability of the other thing. Obviously, A and C are not independent. Okay. So, now they are random variable, but not independent to each other. Now, this is the Bayes conditional probability theorem here. So, if you what is the probability of having A when C has occurred? So, that is the joint probability by the probability of C. Similarly, what is the probability of occurring C when A has already occurred? So, then joint probability of C. From these two equation, what we can do it? So, we can replace joint probability. So, let us say we can write probability of C given A equal to joint probability by probability of A. So, this is the thing here, I am rewriting here. Okay. Now, what you do it? These value you replace from this equation. So, what will happen here? So, joint probability of A C is equal to probability of A C into probability of C, right. So, therefore, what we can write it here? So, instead of this joint probability, probability of A given C into probability of C by the probability of A. This is nothing but the Bayes rule. Okay, how we will use the Bayes rule, that will come little later. So, this is something called the Bayes rule we got from the conditional probability. This is the Bayes rule just few minutes before. Probability of C when you know the value of A or random variable C can take value. What is the probability of a value of random variable C can take when you know the A has a certain value. So, this is can be written as probability of A given C into probability of C divided by probability of A. Now, you move back the earlier example. So, earlier example if you see probability of stiff neck when you know there is a meningitis is like half, and you had this information what is the probability of meningitis in general is 1 by 50,000, and what you had more information is the probability of stiff neck is 1 by 20. Now, we want to find if a patient is having the stiff neck, then what is the probability that C is having the meningitis. So, then we have to find the probability of meningitis when the patient is having the stiff neck. So, it is the same problem here, you can find what is the probability of meningitis when the patient is having the stiff neck. So, therefore, you can directly use the Bayesian formula here, and you know the all these variable here, what is the prior probability of having meningitis, what is the prior probability of stiff neck, and you know what is the conditional probability of the stiff neck when you have the meningitis, one has the meningitis, and then you got the probability of meningitis when someone is having stiff neck. So, this is the Bayesian rule. Okay. Now, how can we use this Bayesian rule in finding the class level of the unknown object? So, here we go. Consider a very simple problem, that is 2 class problem. So, that is class level is W1, W2, and what we know it, we obviously we know the unknown pattern features, we do not know the class level, that is the task you have to do. Okay. So, this is x is A1, A2, x is what? X is the an objects, and A1, A2 the value of those features. For each feature the value of A1, A2, A3 are those, and then what you have to do? You have to find the class level of x. What will be the class level of x using Bayes rule? What we do ideally, we will find there is probability that x can be in class A or A can be in class B, or x can be in class W1 or x can be in W2. So, what we do it? We will find probability of pattern x belongs to W1. That means, when you know the value of x, that is we are finding when we know that something has occurred. So, when you know the value of x, what is the probability that x will belongs to W1. So, we will find here using Bayes rule, and then we will find what is the probability of x when belongs to class W2, and we will find using the Bayes rule, and however the probability is maximum, we will consider that class level of x is that. Is it clear? What we do it? We will compute the probability of W1. What is W1? X may have the class level when you know the value of x. This is something what? Probability of x W1 into probability of W1 and probability of x. So, this is directly from the Bayes rule, and then we will compute again probability of W2 when given x. So, this will be probability of x given W2 into probability of W2 divided by probability of x. Now, if you carefully observe that denominator is having the same value, okay. No need to compute the value of denominator, only you need to compute the value of numerator. So, wherever the value is greater than the any numerator value is greater than this one, means class level that pattern X unknown seen objects class level will be in that particular category. So, here we go. So, let us say this is the given pattern that for which we want to identify the class level, that is we learned earlier also. You should know the objects for which you need to know the class level, you know everything except the class level. Okay. So, goal is to predict the class level of the pattern of pattern X or object X, then what you compute the probability of W 1 given X. So, this is the formula and you compute the probability of W given X, and this is the formula here, and as I said this is no need to compute. So, assign the class level W 1 if this value is greater than this value, otherwise W 2. And since because you no need to compute the denominator, so you only concentrate this part, probability of X given C into probability of C. So, now how to use this Bayes rule in real life scenario? Here we go, that is something called the naive Bayes classifier. So, we will apply the naive Bayes classifier. Initially we talk about Bayes classifier, and then now we will talking about the naive Bayes classifier. So, naive Bayes classifier has a basic assumption, that is why it is easy to apply instead of the Bayes classifier. It is really difficult to apply the Bayes classifier. So, then what problem statement said, let us say you have a training data set and X is the unknown object. Then what you have to do? You have to identify the class level of this unknown object, that is as usual, this is the task of the classification problem. Now, you consider instead of 2 class problem, you consider there are k classes starting from C 1 to C k. Now, you apply the naive Bayes predict a class C I if and only if this satisfy. So, what you ideally you do, probability of class 1 when given X, you compute probability of class 2 given X, you compute probability of class 3 given X, and probability of C k given X. And wherever the value is maximum, let us say here this value is greater than the all other values, then the class level of X will be C 2. Okay. So, instead of 2 class problem, now we are talking about the multi class problem. Now, we go in much deeper here. So, we will be using the same formula here. So, probability of C I for any class given X, we can write probability of X class C I into probability of C I divided by P I. Now, as I said, this is no need to compute. So, now remain is we have to compute only the numerator part. So, here we have to compute. Now, it has 2 part. One is this one, that is probability of X of a given class C I, and another part is probability of C I. So, now how do you compute this value and how do you compute this part, we will study one by one. So, this is first. How do you compute the probability of given class? So, if there are 100 example and there are 3 classes, if 30 instances belong to class A, then what will be the probability of class A? So, 30 divided by 100. So, total number of the training sample and how many objects belongs to in particular category. So, this is something called the prior probability. Prior probability is like how many patterns belongs to class C I in the training data set by the total number of training pattern in the total number of instances in the training data set. So, that give you the prior probability. So, now what we learn it here, probability of C I given X. So, that was the original case. From here we excluded this part and then we reach to a point X C I into probability of C I, and this is also very easy to find. Probability of any particular class, probability of pattern belongs to a particular class is nothing but the number of training sample, number of object in class C I divided by total number of total training sample. So, now what is left over? Left over is this problem. For this one we will use the naive Bayes formula. Now, we explore this one. What is that? We will explore probability of X given C I. What is X? By the way, what is X? X is nothing but the values of the each features. So, then we can write probability of x given C I is nothing but the values of A1, A2, A3 and AM and for a given class C I. So, we have to find this value at the end of the day, right. We are going slowly. So, it was initially probability of omega 1 or let us say class C 1 or C I given x, and from here we say is no need to compute the denominator. So, we will concentrate only probability of x given C I into probability of C I. So, we said this is very easy. You count the number of training sample in the data set in belong to in that particular class. Now, we are concentrating here. So, what is x? X is nothing but the probability of each values that is given, that is we know, that is unseen objects characteristics we know, but we do not know the class level, that is we need to find. Now, in naive Bayes classifier one thing is done, that is we assume that the each features are independent to each other. So, that means there is no dependency between the random variable let us say A1 and random variable B1. What is random variable A1? A1 is the first features, another feature. So, all features are independent to each other. That is something called is the naive Bayes classifier, but in general it may not happen in reality. Okay. Reality means we do not know, but most of the cases we assume that. So, let us say especially in the text mining, what it is done is you are given a text, we have to identify the class level of the text, whether say that text may be the content of the news content, and you have to identify which category this news content belong. It can be a sports news, or it can be some political news, or it can be a entertainment news. What it is done? So, from the given text or document, frequent words are chosen, and the same word might be used in the sports news, or same word might be used in the excellent. So, it can be used, he was a excellent orator. So, the excellent sports person. So, excellent word is used across the different categories. So, therefore, if you use the excellent in one categories and another excellent, so that can be said is independent. So, therefore, in most of the text mining applications, so it is assumed that the words are independent to, words are nothing but the feature in case of the text classification or text mining. So, therefore, those features are independent, it is assumed. So, therefore, what it is said that naive Bayes is really very good in case of the text mining. So, it is proven. So, in general, to apply the naive Bayes in other domains, we assume that features are independent. Now, once we compute the features are independent, we will get the good property. As you know, the if features are independent, we can multiply, if we compute the joint probability, what we can do it? We can multiply the individuals features probability. So, here we go. So, now what is the problem? Problem is reduced to compute the this value probability of given x, probability of x when you know C I given C I. That means, you know the value of x and you compute given C I within a class, what is the probability of that x individual values. We will see in elaborately next. So, now problem is coming down here, as I said is each features are independent. So, therefore, you can write probability of A given C 1 into probability of A given C 2 given C I and so on, and probability of A m given C I. What is this A? A is the corresponding value, that is the feature of the unseen object. Now, once you get this value, now problem is coming down how to compute this individual value here. Now, this value can be categorical, can be continuous value, as we learned data can be categorical or it can be continuous. Now, if the categorical, life is very simple. So, what is that? What is the probability of A1 given C1? Let us say, so if I consider the feature sex, so there is a probability is male and female, and we have some class level here. So, then we count in a class level 0 how many male. So, therefore, we are considering the class level here, and then what is the probability of male in class level 0. So, what you do it? You find how many objects belongs to that particular class 0, and let us say this is, so let us say 50, and then out of this one, how many objects, how many person are male. So, you count let us say 25, how many values m. Okay. So, in a class, in the 0 class, there may be male and female, and then how many of them are male. So, therefore, what is this probability of Aj given a particular Ci, what you do it, number of object in a particular category with the same value Ai divided by total number of objects belongs to class Ci. That means, if you have 30 objects belongs to class C1, out of these 30 objects, you find that particular categories, let us say other categories. So, whether it has home or it does not have the, he own home or does not own. So, then how many guys own the his house or not. So, you count the that value, that whether it has own or not. So, you count the how many guys within this particular class is having home. So, that will give home. So, that will give you the this value and then this one. So, I can give you one more clear example with the data set we will be working here. Let us say here. So, this is a marital status. So, marital status is a categorical attribute, right. So, how many values are there? So, there are 3 values. So, now what you do it, probability of, so let us say single and given class is no, you have to find. So, that was you, if you draw the analogy. So, what is that probability of single given class no? So, no is here, 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 no is here. How many no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, this will be 7. And then out of these 7 objects, you see how many are single. This is single, this is also single. So, 2. So, probability of single given class no is 2 by 7. So, then probability of single given class yes, what will be that case? 3, yes is 2, no 3. And then how many single? So, this is one single I can see, this is 2, so 2 by 3. So, now we move back here, that is we are talking about. So, this is a value, because say x is what? X is unknown object, that is it may have the value first is single, no first is I need to check what is the value. First is refund, first in refund. So, refund value is let us say yes or no, let us say you consider is no, and then single, and then next what is that next features? Income. So, income is let us say 122. Okay. So, you have to identify the class level. So, first what is the task? You have to consider the probability of x given class C1, C1 is 0. So, x is what? X is no. So, what you have to compute? Probability of no given class C1 and probability of single given class C1. So, then you multiply it and all. Okay. So, in summary, so what we got it? We had to compute this value, and then for the naive Bayes we assume that features are independent. So, we can directly multiply these all features, and then problem reduced to compute this individual probability of what is the probability of each value when we know the class level, okay, that is given class C1. So, this is the way we can compute the, if it is a categorical attributes. Okay. Categorical attributes mean you can count the number of values in a particular features. Now, if it is a real number, you cannot count how many values are there. So, in case of the real number, we use different approach. So, here we go. So, if it is A is a continuous valued, so we assume that continuous valued features. So, let us say here income, it follow the Gaussian distribution. So, it is 1D Gaussian distribution. So, therefore, 1D Gaussian distribution we can write like that. So, 1 by root over or twice pi sigma e to the power minus x minus mu square by 2 sigma square. So, sigma is nothing but, mu is nothing but the mean, and sigma is the standard deviation of the all values belongs to that particular attributes. So, now if it is continuous attribute, we will show with one example and then I will take the question here. Now, what you know it, we learn for the categorical attribute, but we do not know how to compute the probability for the continuous attributes. So, this is the continuous values here, this is a real number. Now, here is we have the all values, let us say x, we have to identify the class level x when we know refund is yes and this is single and then income value is 116k. So, this value is not there here income. So, this is we have to find the what is the probability of 116k given class if you consider it is no, and what is the probability of 116k of income given class yes. Now, how do you do it? We assume this distribution follow the Gaussian distribution. So, now what you do will for this equation if you see we need to compute the mean and we need to compute the standard deviation. So, therefore, we compute the mean and standard deviation not for the whole instances will because we have to compute for the class no. So, therefore, first we identify no, 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 no. So, here now we compute for this value 125, 100. So, I can write 125, 100 and then 70k, then 120, then 60, then 220 and 75. For this all this value belongs to class no. For this one you compute the mean and then you compute the standard deviation. Similarly, what you have to do again you have to compute for the others because you have to check the all possibilities other class also. So, therefore, what you have to do? So, you compute yes, yes, yes. So, here is 95, then 85 and 90. So, here you compute mean and here you compute standard deviation. So, once you compute directly this value you put it here. Okay, how do you put this value? So, I have to compute the probability of income 116k when class no, that is we have to do. So, then here directly what we put it probability of this value is equal to 1 by root over of 2 sigma 2 pi sigma you have to compute you know the standard deviation into e to the power minus what is aj, aj is specific value that is 116. So, it is 116k minus what is mu, you have to see the what is the mu. So, mean square divided by 2 sigma square, sigma is you get from here and mu you get from here. So, whatever the value is coming, so that is the probability for 116k. Similarly, you do for the other classes if you need to do for the class yes. So, one more slide to explain the same thing here. So, now how to compute the probability of income given class no. So, you compute the sample mean will be 110 and then sample variance will be this one and then you compute this value you will get it. Okay. Now, one complete example for how to compute the class level of the unseen object. So, let us say here unseen object is x. What is that? Refund no and this guy is married and income is 120k. What will be the class level of x? What you do it? What is the probability of class level class is yes, whether he is cheat or not, yes when given x. That is you have to compute and probability of class no when given x. That is we learn and we will use the naive Bayes classifier. So, as I know, as you know from here what you do it, you have to compute probability of x given class yes and probability of yes and probability of x, but this is no need to compute, only you have to compute this part and this is you know how to compute and here we apply the naive Bayes rule. So, therefore, probability of x given class no, how they compute, we can write what is the probability, what is the x, we are computing probability of x given class, we are computing here. So, here probability of class x given class no, what is x? X is this value, that is refund, and class no multiplied with refund, that is merit here, class no, and income is 120k. So, now you compute the individual value. So, what will be the probability of refund no, class no? So, you go refund no, class no is here. So, you compute the refund, how many refund is no? So, this is 1, then next is 1, next is 1, next is 1. So, how many? That is 4. Now, you go here. So, refund of given class no is 4. Similarly, what is merit of given class no? You count how many merit no. So, this is 1, next this is 1, then class level no, this is 1, and then class level no. So, this is 4 out of the class value 4. So, this is done also. And now, for this one already we computed here. So, directly we put this value. So, this is the probability of the pattern belongs to class no, and then what is the probability of class belong to. So, this is actually 0, this part will be 0 probability, or any one of the part will be, this cannot be 0. So, out of these two, one will be 0. So, then this value is more than 0. So, then probability class level will be no. So, I stop here.